Fabulous here on the French Riviera. There's little wonder that all the biggest names in the game came to play. We had a grand total of 848 players for the EPT Grand Final. It was the last chance for some to make their mark on Season 6 and of course lay claim to their share of the bumper €8.5 million prize pool. 128 got paid, and there were some notable cashes, including ex-English footballer Teddy Sheringham. He finished 103rd for €20,000. And the champion of the 2003 World Series of Poker main event, Chris Moneymaker, finished in 69th. And now just 11 players remain, including the 5 seated around our feature table. And they include the tournament chip leader Nicolas Schuiti, who has $6.5 million, and Salvatore Bonavena, a former EPT champion, who has $1.4 million. Schuiti's under the gun, he'll fold the 10-7. Ace-7 for Andrew Chen. Remember, we are playing short-handed.
Yeah, 5-handed Ace-7's a pretty good opening hand. Doesn't really stand to re-raise very well, but it's good to come into the pot.
Makes it 120,000 and a quick all-in from Bonavena. Again, Chen and Bonavena clash.
A7 certainly doesn't do well against 2 10s.
Again, Andrew Chen is forced to fold, and Bonavena shows him the 10s.
Chen looking a little frustrated. Bonavena gives him some reinforcement. I've always got it.
Andrew Chen came third the Prague leg of the EPT in Season 5. The champion of that particular event was this gentleman, Salvatore Bonavena. And then a few months later, the tour moved on to Monte Carlo, and the champion of the Grand Final that year was Peter de Corva, standing there alongside his fellow countryman Marcel Lusk. And playing in the high roller is the champion of the last EPT event before Monte Carlo, Liv Boeri. She took down San Remo. So one more champion to crown this season. Will it be a 2-time winner? Or will we keep up the trend of having a different champion every time?
One more champion, and the biggest champion. The Grand Final here in Monte Carlo, the biggest event on the tour.
You would say that as a former champion.
I got to talk myself up.
So Schuiti has raised to 120,000. Chen on the button with 6s. Elects to call and see a flop.
Playing his hand a little bit slowly against the chip leader, who opened in the cutoff. Schuiti hasn't really gotten out of line too much, except for the hand where he 3-bet with 6s from under the gun +1. So Chen playing a little bit cautiously.
Not the best flop in the world for a pair of 6s. Let's not forget that he does actually have the lead. Schuiti has absolute garbage. Schuiti now does have a piece of it. He has a pair of 3s.
Got a pair of 3s. He's going to make a bet. Andrew Chen check behind on the flop for a little bit of pot control. Doesn't want to play a big pot against Schuiti.
And he elects just to call. He's small balling here, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, there's no reason to raise here. If Schuiti's bluffing, then he's going to keep bluffing. If he's got a better hand, he doesn't want to lose more money. Chen's going to win a very well played pot.
Yeah, it goes check on the river. Schuiti obviously had showdown value. Chen had the same. And when they show the hands, Chen will rake in the pot. Pretty solid stuff from Andrew there, Gavin.
Yeah, very well played. He kept the pot small with his small pair, got to showdown, won the pot.
Lebanon's Nicolas Schuiti still way out in front then with twice as many chips as his nearest challengers, McCorkle and Perrins. Salvatore Bonavena, on the other hand, is going to need some help if he's to make his double dream come true.
The blinds have gone up to 30 and 60,000. And the action has been folded to the small blind. And Craig McCorkle has elected to limp with Jack-9 suited. Sweetie in the big blind with Queen-Jack suited is going to raise. With a hand like Jack-9 of diamonds, figure McCorkle will be happy to call this raise and see a flop.
Yeah, nice small raise. He's just trying to keep the pot small with Jack-9 of diamonds, and Shuti is trying to get a little bit of value from his Queen-Jack. He thinks it's the best hand, and it's definitely the best hand now.
Can you believe it? Flops a straight. Flops a straight flush draw. McCorkle just with bottom pair and the gut shot straight draw.
Yeah, hard to believe that McCorkle could find anything to call him with when you just flop the world like that.
McCorkle has checked. And even though he's got a monster, Sweetie's going to lead out.
No, he hasn't checked back any of the flops when he's been the pre-flop raiser and in position. When he was out of position against Andrew Chen, he checked the flop. In position, he's bet every time, and he bets again.
Great call.
McCorkle decides to make the call.
Again, still electing to keep the pot small. He's got bottom pair, straight draw. His hand looks pretty good right now. Just not quite as good as Shuti's.
McCorkle checks again. Is Sweetie going to bet again?
So if he bets again, this will be the first time we've seen him bet the flop and the turn. Every other time he's either bet the flop, check the turn, check the flop, bet the turn. The first time we've seen him bet two streets, and it's with the nut straight and a flush redraw. Sounds like a PLO hand.
It's a healthy bet there. Can McCorkle afford to just call it? I mean, we are talking about two big stacks here.
Yeah, they're both pretty deep. McCorkle, if he calls, it's because he puts Shuiti on just the flush draw, no pairs, or no straight.
McCorkle's draw didn't get there.
Great check.
$1.1 million in the middle. Sweetie trying to make that calculation. How much can I bet that will get paid?
Looks like he's made an awfully small bet. 340,000. Pretty small.
About a third of the pot, right?
Yeah, he just wants McCorkle to call. Perhaps he's put him on, bottom pair or middle pair, and he certainly wants to get paid off with his hand.
From McCorkle's point of view, if he put Sweetie on a flush draw and he thinks, well, he's betting now to try and steal it, and he's made the bet small to make it look like he's got a better hand than what he actually has. It's doublethink, right?
Right. Yeah, he's definitely... oh, is he lining up a raise?
Oh, wow.
He's going to try a raise. Clearly it's a bluff raise here. But wow, what a play. He's trying to check raise and get Shuiti to fold a pair of kings or two pair.
Wow.
It'll be tough to get him to fold the nut straight, though.
1,120,000.
What is Sweetie worried about?
He's worried about the backdoor flush.
Fucking backdoor flush.
The problem with thinking it's a backdoor flush is the top pair is a club, so you can't have the king high flush.
That backdoor flush? No? Oh, up your cards.
Break shows. Check
Yes.
9,
Yes.
yes, sweetie.
I'm hier bluffen. Hij Careful flop.
Nice try by Craig McCorkle, and I have to say, Gavin, he picked the right opponent because Schweitzer definitely got worried there, and I don't know, a bigger bet might have gone to lay down the straight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's ever folding a straight. He just wants to, I guess he just wanted to show his frustration a little bit at getting check raised. So maybe like a preeminent frustration. So if he does have the backdoor flush, he's already got the tilt out of the way. I'm not sure. But still, a nice play by McCorkle to try to represent that backdoor flush. If he has anything other than, you know, the king high straight, it's going to be tough to call.
I have to put. Sorry. Raise.
Now it's Schweitzer
140 total.
in the small blind, raising with King Jack of Hearts. Ace-9 for Andrew Chen. Makes the call, sees a flop, in position.
Got to put those sunglasses on.
Ace of clubs, queen of clubs, queen of hearts. Nicholas is first.
150.
Schweitzer continues.
Acted very quickly on that. Usually he's a lot more deliberate, and he's fired that bet out very quickly. Chen can safely assume that he's not up against a queen.
Chen happy to make the call.
Turn card, 6 of diamonds.
Well, that changes nothing. Schweitzer reaching out to make another bet. Is he on positive tilt at the moment?
He might be. He might think he can just win every pot. Schweitzer once